Good afternoon all and welcome to today's Leaders Speak series on the topic of innovation in healthcare sector and emerging job prospects by a very young and dynamic personality, Siddharth Sarma, CEO, India Innovation Center and Business Head, Panasonic Healthcare. We are really very happy to have you among us. I hope the students will take the most of the benefits from your talk. A big thank you to our ever chairman, Sir Major General Basant Kumar Mahapatra, for all the support and encouragement for arranging this program. Now, I would like to request our Senior Director, Company Academics, Professor Dr. Sujata Mangraj, to give the welcome address.
Thank you, Professor Suru, and good afternoon to all of you. We have with us our Honorable Chairman, Major General P.K. Mahapatra, sir. Dear students, you will be very happy to know that today's leadership talk has been arranged by our chairman, sir. He always takes keen interest in student development. Priority is student development always in any of the activity of the institution. And more so, this pandemic and digital platform has heightened it to a great extent. My dear students, you will be happy to know that every day, I think the late night, the two course coordinators, they post what has happened in the whole day. That is what is taught in a paper, in a course, who has taught, what has been taught, how many students attended, what test has been conducted, everything. It was usually after 11 p.m. But if you will observe, you can see after that, there is a comment from none other than our chairman. For your attendance, for your courses, for anything and everything, he goes minute details. I think the pandemic has made the student development activities blessed by our chairman, sir. Sir, we are extremely happy that you are here with us, and I welcome you first to this session. We have with us our Additional Director General, Colonel P.K. Sahu, sir. Sir, round the clock, who takes care of the institution, its resources, as well as the faculty resources and student resources. And during pandemic, he has doubly sure that the sanitization and other things, all necessary safety should be taken care of. Sir, hearty welcome to you to this program. We are really very happy that we have with us Commander Ajay Patnaik, sir. We have great interaction with him, how he is contributing to the society at large. Sir, welcome to you to this program. My esteemed faculty colleagues, my dear students, a very hearty welcome to all of you to this webinar. Our revered guest, Swaroop told, a young and dynamic. We have seen his dynamism yesterday when he interacted with all of us during a faculty interaction. It was yesterday only at 3 p.m. It took a long hours, I think more than 2.5 hours. We enjoyed. My faculty colleagues, they were grossly engrossed with the deliberations. It opened new chapter for all of us in healthcare, in insurance. I think, my dear students, when any insurance company comes to the campus, first you say no to insurance. I think you can learn more from Mr. Siddharth, how he has contributed to the insurance industry, to the healthcare, to the life insurance. I was thoroughly enjoying yesterday's interaction. We have with us such a eminent personality, our revered guest, Mr. Siddharth Sarma, the business head of Panasonic, the founding member of MedMap, the advisor of Tripbar India, a startup company. And I think I'm very happy that I'm not introducing to a young dynamic, but a strategist. a leader, not only in the field of business, but more specifically in the field of healthcare management. My dear students, I would like to bring brief about Mr. Siddharth. If we'll go through the LinkedIn site of Mr. Siddharth, you can explore many things. I'm very happy to know that how Siddharth is so dedicated, so hardworking, so punctual. He told just in time yesterday regarding the Japanese because he has served Panasonic and he has interacted with Japanese colleagues. But his background is army. I could see the army discipline and just in time from our chairman. And I could see that's from Mr. Siddharth. A pass out from Army Public School, Pune. Mr. Siddharth did his bachelor in commerce from Neswadia College of Commerce, a very well-known old commerce college in Pune in 2006, and MBA in marketing and general management from London School of Economics and Political Science in 2014. Mind the students, 2006 commerce, 2014 MBA. After his graduation, he joined Bajaj Alliance Life Insurance Company in 2008 and served for more than 3 years as manager business development. He successfully created a sizable business of 1.6 crores in Goa region by effectively implementing aggressive sales strategies. I think Mr. Siddharth by that time must be 21 years old, 22 years old by that time. And just after graduation, he did. And today, when you say students to go for sales and have targets, students are afraid of that. And it's way back when a 21-year-old young boy having commerce degree could sizably did the business into 1.6 crores, and that too in Goa region. Subsequently, Siddharth joined ICICI Lombard as manager business development, served there for more than 2 years in Delhi NCR, driving business, managing 180 plus clients and contributing, my God, it's 8.6 crores. That is premium yearly. That's again insurance, my students. 8.6 crores premium yearly. Subsequently, he switched over to HDFC Life as area manager, employee benefits, and was successful in completing the yearly target within 6 months. I repeat, the yearly target within 6 months, that is again insurance, HDFC Life. Further, he served for more than 2 years in PNB MetLife India Insurance Company Limited, posted at Gurgaon, where he nurtured key relationships at the Ministry of Finance, managing long-term and short-term projects for driving change. He brought a lot of changes for the company. In 2016, he joined MedCap India as its regional business head, managing and driving MedCap upsells. I'm repeating, driving MedMap upsells and business development in Delhi and NCR. In a short span of 5 months, with 28 members as sales team members, he onboarded to 87 corporates, created a robust network of 4,500 plus healthcare providers, envisioned and created a concept for capitalizing domain expertise in financial products for OPD healthcare solution. OPD healthcare solution, dear students. In 2018, January, Siddharth joined as the business head of Panasonic Healthcare, the first endeavor of Panasonic in healthcare services industry. Mr. Siddharth, at present, is also the CEO of Panasonic India Innovation Center that deals with healthcare. Here I would like to bring your notice, my dear students. Yesterday, while interacting, Siddharth was mentioning with the profound success in Panasonic India Innovation Center, Now, in Japan, they're also going to start Panasonic India Innovation Center, Japan. I think he will highlight more about this, his success story, how it is going to be replicated there while he will deliver his address to all of you. With this, with his diverse expertise in business expansion, product management, program leadership, strategic consulting, startup innovation, insurance, healthcare and travel, Mr. Siddharth is always very committed and focused on delivering the best of business value. He possesses unparalleled business relationship skills, showcases the best of our abilities to maximize potential of the team, and handles the toughest business circumstances effortlessly. We are very, very fortunate to have with us such a standout talent, a rare professional, a dynamic team leader, an innovator, strategist, a visionary in telemedicine with diverse experience in the field of general and life insurance and health tech domain, to share his experience and thoughts with the young budding leaders. On behalf of the management, faculty and staff members, students, and on my personal behalf, Mr. Siddharth, I extend you a very warm and hearty welcome and hope your rich experience and graceful presence will enlighten my dear students. We'll consider this as the first leadership talk in healthcare and hospital management series. With your support, with your guidance, we will go ahead with leading this leadership series in Odisha in healthcare domain. I once again extend a very warm welcome to all my dear students, to all the participants, to the esteemed dignitaries and to the guests, and hope this interaction will unfold a new dimension, a new area for all of us. Thank you all, and God bless you. I once again thank all my dear students. This is 31st December 2020. In 2020, we have not met 60 days even. We have met, I think, around 75 days. 75 days out of 365 days. We are meeting all of you virtually. I thank all of you for your kind cooperation, for your active participation, for your support in making this visual, this digital as physical. Your presence has enriched all of us, my dear students. And in advance, I wish all of you a great future 2021 and hope all of you will remember 2020 as one of the challenging and as one of the learning year for your future. Thank you. God bless my dear students. Thank you all and wish you all the best for a very good, happy, prosperous new beginning, new year 2021. Siddharth, I welcome you to this seminar, to this talk series. Thank you. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Dr. Sujata, and everyone for giving this the opportunity. I'm really honored, more than honored, very happy to be a part of this discussion and, and really get an opportunity to interact with people and get to learn from them as to what is exactly is happening. I started off the moment I entered with the Japanese concept called JIT, just in time. I think most of them would be reading about these. I remember my own management days and how it is so important that a concept being replicated and being used by so many companies across the globe, especially to automobile industry, is actually now something which is very, very true to even pharma and various other industries, given the situation of COVID. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone who was joining in on our 31st. Wishing everyone a very happy new year in advance. And my only request to all of you, Shushri, Swaroop, and Sahu, Chinmay, and Padma Shri, and everybody, to just switch on the cameras so that I can see everyone. Lalit, Pragna, Debashish, Mishra, Abhishek. There are so many Abhisheks that do Abhisheks. Okay. Great. So everyone, please just switch on your camera. It is not going to be any other session that we can be listening to it. I really want to see you so that I can actually see that everybody is listening, which is very important. It was very interesting how Sir has implemented and executed something that I saw yesterday at your college. I was way too impressed. There is a small gallery area with a mirror, which helps you to talk to yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror, and it helps you in so many ways unknown, that only once you experience it is when you know it, that how much of body language is important, and your gestures are so important when you are actually interacting and speaking to someone. All right, so I'll just quickly get into the topic I've been given. I would be talking a little bit about new innovation in healthcare, and of course the most important part, the job prospects in the healthcare industry and overall the startup industry. But then before I do that, I want somebody, any of the students, or maybe collectively, if any one of you can explain me if they read about Maslow's hierarchy of need. Have you must have studied about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Can anybody just answer that?
Okay. Before that, I just want to interrupt.
Sure.
You requested everybody to switch on their video. I
Yes.
noticed some have not done it.
Okay.
So first and foremost, everybody please do it. All of you are looking smart, unless
Yeah.
you are in a difficult position. That's why
Hmm.
you are not switching on the video. And as Mr. Sharma said, it is a very good idea to see the people. So please switch on your things. Switch on your thing. Because I am also looking at it. He is looking
Satyajit.
at it. There are some who are on are off the video. Thank you. Please carry on.
Hanji, I think 40% of these guys have switched on the cameras, but nevertheless, no problem. Whosoever is here is going to get benefit of it, and no problem. Somebody is busy somewhere. All right. So who is answering me about the Maslow's hierarchy of need? Or should I just pick somebody up? Kuch bhi bolo yaar, no problem. Even if it's wrong. Let's make this very interactive, no? Anybody who's answer, he's going.
So,
Yes, sir.
so may I?
Yes, please. Don't even ask. Just go
Sir,
ahead.
Maslow hierarchy theory defines about 5 category:
Hmm.
physical needs, safety needs, social needs, self-esteem, and self-actualization needs.
Self-actualization needs, right? Hmm.
Yes, sir.
So, why am I referring to Maslow's hierarchy of need, and especially need? See, because you are the generation who is actually experiencing all this firsthand. You are the lucky ones, huh? In fact, and I think most of us are the lucky ones. You're actually firsthand experiencing the Maslow's hierarchy of need, how the need of healthcare has really gone up. The point I was trying to make was there are different needs as per a theory of Maslow, that which is safety needs, which means your health and well-being and everything, that has actually shifted a notch above than belongingness and love needs. In fact, ये कहते हैं ना वो रोटी कपड़ा मकान, those are the basic needs, and there are physiological needs that has really gone up. So healthcare is one part of it, which has become very, very important, not just in India but globally. So when I say that job prospects in healthcare industry, I mean, already have the answer. They are global in nature. If you have an experience in healthcare, you are a resource which can be utilized across the globe, any continent, any country, any district, any city, anywhere. No problem. So I'll just quickly touch upon innovations in healthcare. I think you smart people, in fact, I should be learning from you. I'll get to know more about healthcare, what's happening from you guys, but then I can just add on to what I know, what little that I know. There's going to be a paradigm shift toward technology adoption in healthcare. That's always been going on the past 10 years now, past 10.5 years. We've all have seen, not of course not experienced, but we've seen robotics entering healthcare industry, which wherein your examinations and your operations being carried out remotely. Let's say a doctor is sitting in the US and he's actually performing a surgery back here in Bhubaneswar. So that's not something which is new to us. It has already been there. Having said that, when we talk about technology innovation and other software innovation in healthcare, I think there are two parts to it. One is the software bit, and the hardware bit. And now, once you integrate that, which is when you create IoT solution, which is Internet of Things. I'm sure all of you already know what do you mean by Internet of Things. But then, just to put it across in a very simple way, let's say you have any object, and how do you connect it to the web? That's what exactly means Internet of Things. So now we are also experiencing things like an exam camera. We are also experiencing stethoscope or ENT devices. So there's going to be a lot of innovation out there which is already going on. There are companies which are 30-year-old, 20-year-old. I was talking about those day before, which have already entered the Indian market and also the global market. 1.3 billion population, of course, and I'm sure most of you already know, but by 2025 or 27 to be precise, India is going to be the youngest and the oldest population of the world. Having said that, there is a high number of increase in infections. For example, even a COVID is an infection. It's a fever or whatever you can call it. So out of healthcare needs, the primary healthcare needs contributes to almost 67% of healthcare needs of people, which is not covered by insurance currently in India. I'm not talking about more matured market out of India, which also covers things like your dental cares and your sometimes your plastic surgeries and other things. But in India, your outpatient department, let's say a simple consultation with a doctor, is not really being covered. And if at all, it is covered in terms of insurance in a net basis. I mean, you actually are paying an equal premium for getting the equal amount of service for that part. So that's where, I mean, all of us have experienced now during the COVID time how the infrastructure of healthcare have collapsed in various geographies, various countries as well, and we are no different. But we have been managing a really good show. A lot of other governments, state governments have really done a fantastic job, especially in Orissa. It's been really good and a fantastic job has been done. But we all need to really realize who's actually executing all these jobs. There are real people there, and they are not only the healthcare providers. So when we talk about the healthcare ecosystem, out of the 10 people, if there are in the healthcare ecosystem, maybe 4 of them are a non-healthcare people. What does that mean? Now, this is not going to be a very, very specific talk about. I'll not take more than 7 minutes now, so I'll be keeping it very quick and brief. The point I'm trying to make is it's a huge economy of 1.3 billion people. It's an aging economy of 1.3 billion people. The requirements for healthcare are increasing on day by day. The cost of healthcare is also increasing day by day. We have seen post-COVID, the insurances, be it individual or corporate insurances, premiums have gone up by 25 to 27% already. Because of this, we need to de-stress the ecosystem of healthcare. For doing so, there are people having just knowledge and know-how as to how an ecosystem can be built are required, not just in India, but the nearby markets like Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and all these places. Also in Vietnam and Thailand. So these are all more matured markets which are going to mature soon enough, where there is going to be a huge requirement for people who would assist in terms of operations, who would assist the real healthcare providers like doctors or nurses to provide their services more seamlessly. There are companies you would have seen in the startup ecosystem, already $1 billion valuation companies like a Practo or a 1mg or Netmeds. These are companies which are really disrupted the ecosystem and the map of healthcare, at least in India, digitally. And there has been a recognition by the government of India and Ministry of Healthcare now that going forward, there's going to be a lot of stress on creating the ecosystem, and there's going to be a lot of money which will go into R&D and creating infrastructure at a state and a central government level. So good news for all of us that, there is going to be a huge need, an urgent need. You guys are right there, experienced COVID and what came along with it firsthand, and you know exactly how to adopt technology, which maybe most of us know, but maybe 7 out of 10 people would not know how to consume healthcare services through technology. And that's where all of you guys come in. That's how you create job opportunities, not just at a private sector, but also state and government level sector. And we've been reading a lot of stuff that what is the healthcare industry overall looks like. It's a $4.37 billion industry in India overnight was being created because of COVID, which I'm talking about only and only a primary healthcare industry. There are various parts to it. There are various things to it. I will not go into details of it. I will just open the floor. I would just wanted to have a very, very high level talk with everyone, just to give you a glimpse of where the Indian healthcare sector, the hospital management sector, where people would be required, is currently, and how do I see it? How do I see in terms of growth potential, your job potential, or being an entrepreneur potential? Because that's very important. Because rather than getting a job, you should be thinking like, how do I create a job? The moment you create a job, you yourself are employed and you're employing somebody else as well. So this is where healthcare is going to create a lot of employment, because this will create a lot of entrepreneurship, and young entrepreneurs are really required right now. People who are forward looking, who can adapt to technology faster and quicker. And I think this is the right combination of people who are in this category, in this age right now, who can unlike us guys who really are trying to do the catch up thing with you guys. This is the right time for all of you to be into it. And I will just open the floor very quickly for questions if you may have any. Yes, anybody? कहाँ है ये हमारे यंग स्टार्स? हाँ चिन्मय बोलो, बोलो चिन्मय. Unmute चिन्मय, you have to unmute. चलो, वो कहीं और बात कर रहा है ये.
Hi, sir.
हाँ बताइए.
Hi. Good afternoon. So, I have a question that
Yes.
we are trying to bring healthcare digital. So, like every e-commerce website, when we order something, there is a trust factor associated to it, and usually we purchase items basing upon the ratings. So, the how I see it, that when I try to get an online consultation, so I have to pay something, and I have that trust factor. How so? So how do you see that to people can, or these companies can gain trust of the people, especially people living in the tier 2 or tier 3 cities or even small towns, because there is a lack of awareness there, and the trust needs to be built up.
Okay. I got where you're coming from, Rohit. So let me ask you a question. You just started using Zoom, right? Probably a couple of months back, 10 months back, right? Have you heard about Zoom?
Yeah.
Maybe a year back, 1 year back?
Not so much, but yes, just
Yeah,
a little.
it's a 6-year-old company.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are all doing video chatting through maybe Apple phones or maybe WhatsApp or Facebook video chat, right? I mean, all these solutions like Microsoft Teams came in overnight, right? So, so in terms of specific to video consultations that you were talking about, that you want to take a consultation through video with a doctor, you need to build that trust. A beautiful question there that you'd asked me. Definitely, with respect to healthcare, people want to know the provider who's providing the services, what are the credentials, how much he or she has been recommended, the rating of that healthcare provider, a doctor, how many years of experience he or she has. So today, the benefit is through technology platform, you can actually look into all the details of a profile of a doctor before getting into an interaction and paying him any kind of money for taking a consultation with him or her. And that doctor today, because so many people have rated him or her, can provide his or her services sitting in Delhi or sitting somewhere in Calcutta to a patient in Tiruvananthapuram or Leh and Ladakh. That's how technology is bridging that gap. In terms of how do I create the trust factor, now, I mean, fortunately enough, I see this as an opportunity at all times. Fortunately enough, the COVID times have pushed all of us to adapt to technology solution much faster than what it could have. Having said that, there has been a 200,000% increase in healthcare technology adoption globally, and in India, almost 2,000% increase in healthcare and telemedicine adoption currently, which, as per researches and studies, 60% of the entire stuff is going to stay there post COVID as well. So the trust has already been created slowly and steadily. The moment they try, test it out, they people test waters. And in rural population, definitely the trust is created through a nurse who is there maybe to assist him or her or patient there that point of time for taking a consultation or any other healthcare services. So local level trust has to be created. It is being created by the healthcare worker, which is there present physically.
Okay, got it.
The fact that you took a consultation in the first place, you paid that money, is enough to justify that yes, you have a trust already on these technology and uh, internet based companies and health tech based companies. That is I think proof enough for the trust part of it. Yes, anybody else?
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
So as you said,
Please give out your name. Please give out your name so everybody hears you.
from BCCL. Sir,
Good.
sir, as you said, this system is was started before decade, but nobody aware about this telemedicine system. So this system is continuing during this lockdown, or is only because of COVID-19. So the village people are they believe on the online consulting? Are they able to? Are they all are able to consulting with the online doctors? Is this possible to all?
Yes, today by use of technology, this is possible to all to provide these services by support of central and state government in rural and remote areas. I tell you what, I was surprised when I was traveling in interiors of UP and interiors of Allahabad that I reached a place called Naini. It is almost 65, 70 odd kilometers from Allahabad. And I met a couple of people over there. Some of these guys who were not even wearing complete, मतलब बदन पे पूरे कपड़े नहीं थे उनके, all right? But and they were staying in a small, you know, jhuggi kind of a thing, and a small house, like a village house, you know. But I was surprised to see that the Geo network was very much there, stronger than what I get in Delhi. And the 4G network was so strong that he was actually seeing all those videos on YouTube seamlessly. Then I am not able to see that on sitting in Delhi or in Mumbai. So when the infrastructure has been created for technology and providing solutions at a remote and rural area, these kind of adoption are happening very, very quickly, which is why tier 2, tier 3 rural remote areas are the biggest market for companies like Flipkart and Amazon. That's where they spend most of their marketing dollars at today. Now, having said that, it is not going to be a 100% technology driven solution. Definitely, it is always something which is hybrid in nature. Let's say a person who is staying in a rural or a remote area is in connect with a microfinance company. When we talk about banking, so banking is something, and postal services are something which provide you that last mile connectivity with everyone, all right, which means nothing but जो डाकिया होता है वो जब लोगों को चिट्ठी देने जाता है तो वो उस छोटे गांव के हर इंसान को पहचान जाता है, राइट? So now what is really happening that Dakia is being educated in using these technology so that he can be the hands and eyes who would assist these people to consume healthcare services through technology. That is what has been happening in silos, in small level, but it will come up in a very big level all of a sudden. I mean, before we know it. Somebody told me back in 2003 when mobile phones was a very, very new concept. And I had my first mobile phone in the year 2002. Well, back then in 2002, 2003, the technology that we had in our hands was the technology that was being used by NASA almost 10, 15 years back. And even today, the technology that we have on our mobile phones is so advanced. The capability is something that we are not aware of today. But through a mobile phone today, you can actually do a lot of stuff like which the companies, the healthcare and healthcare innovation companies are coming out with. For example, you can actually, with the camera of a simple camera of a mobile phone, can capture things like heart rate, blood pressure, your sugar levels through a simple mobile phone camera. So these, and the efficacy would be low, but going forward, maybe 1 or 2 years down the line, these technologies will come more into use. There are a lot of disruptive technologies that has been worked on right now. There's a lot of artificial intelligence based technology. I'm sure all of us have seen that Google Lens, what Google is really working on. Just by putting it on the eye of a patient, it can actually tell you what and how the trajectory of a individual's health is going to be for the next 20 years, 30 years, and 40 years. That's based on historical data, and it analyzes all that data in the repository and gives you out, throws out a solution to you and output to you as to what your healthcare looks like today and what it would look like tomorrow. When can you have a probability of having a fever or a heart attack or a knee pain and XYZ. So you can actually do a lot of prediction with use of technology today, and the database that has been created for all these years, for the past decade, past 10 years, that technology has come into play very largely. There is a lot of database being collected, and that is of huge use and a gold mine for all these health tech companies, which will be used not just for a bigger region but also smaller regions and remote and rural areas, because we will have exactly the solution that would be the requirement and need of people in these smaller regions.
Sir, I think, sir, for this concept, we need some help from our government and from some cellular companies also, because this in this lockdown, day by day, the network connectivity is getting lower than before. So, for this concept, we need some strong network connectivity, I think. So.
So, good thing, good suggestion. But then I think we all have been experiencing that we've been having a high definition video conferencing on a platform like Zoom, which also works on a 2G. So I think technology is already given that solution, even if or if not the government is providing. Why to wait for it? You have everything in your hand. We are on a platform where 100 people can be connected, even on a 2G network or a remote or rural area, right?
Yes, sir.
And technology always catches up, even if the infrastructure does not.
Sir, myself
Asad?
Sorupa.
Hmm.
So myself Sorupa. Sir,
Yes.
we are
They
talking about
just call
hospital.
me Siddharth. No, sir. Just call me Siddharth, or you can call me with my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then my question is, in the 20 we are entering into a new decade, but still now in some remote part of our Odisha, like Koraput, Malkangiri, and some interior where the population was there, but till date we are not getting. They are not getting the support of government, and they don't have a multi-specialist hospitals, and the person were staying there in the radius of 20 to 50 kilometers of the, near the town, they are only getting that, and rather than that they all are depending on their old process to treatment treat themselves. So in this case, when we are giving them the geo facility and all, even they don't know how to operate mobiles, and they don't have like this. Are we really uh, we are doing? Are we are going in a right direction, or we should do something for them, or we should go globalize their situation, or what? Lots of news are there. Day-to-day basis they are coming to our knowledge. So what about them? Government is providing everything, we are developing, but the in our Odisha only Swiggy and Zomato are the facilities are given to some of the cities. All the districts are not getting this facility. Then how we are globalized and the situations. So
Okay.
please.
Sarupa,
Mm. Yes, sir.
which village are we talking about?
Sir, there are many villages.
How
Uh,
many time have you visited there?
no, sir, I have not visited because I am staying in a city. But the news are news we are
Do you
getting.
know somebody who stays, probably who stays there?
No, sir, not like that.
But understand the language that people speak in that village?
No, sir. Sir,
I
I think
mean, they
it,
speak Odia only, right?
yes,
Or
sir.
maybe some other dialect of Odia.
Some of them are speaking Odia, but so they are their own language. They are not the tribals.
Huh,
Yes, sir.
huh. So,
Sir, actually, I have already studied MSc. I have done already MSc in MPhil, and I was doing in the Baleswar FM University. And in that that rural areas, where I am staying, there are many villages nearby me. But the Baleswar has their own medical college, but people they don't communicate with that because the road facility was not up to that, and their medical facility was not so good. They have not evolved yet. They are still in their own conditions, and some travels are there who don't come to even town for to communicate with other town peoples also.
okay,
So that's why I have seen that.
okay. So, even if the remotest of place, Rupa,
Yes,
there
sir.
are certain things that you need to understand.
Hmm.
They still stay in a house or a hut.
Sir, sir.
They eat food.
Yes, sir. They
And
eat food. Yes, sir.
they stay not of course under the sky, but then sar pe chhat hai koi, right?
Yes, sir. They are mud house. They have that.
For these people, for such kind of a category, it is
Yes,
more so important that their health is always fine, because everything for them is dependent on how healthy they are. For
yes,
them,
sir.
it becomes more so important that they consume and uh, they take care of themselves. It's very important. Now, if you say that are we trying to really use the technology and create global solutions, and that has been consumed by people in all the remotest of area today? No, not. So I just read this concept somewhere, that be the change. It's, you
Yes,
must
sir.
have seen this during the COVID times, that be the change, be the change. I always encourage that why don't we be the Srupa for these people who can actually provide services to these people who you really and truly think are in need of healthcare services.
Yes, sir.
Why can't you be the change?
Sir, we can be the
When you
change.
understand the technology and you understand the culture and you know the people where they stay, you know their constraints, you know their challenges,
Yes,
of
sir.
course there are ways for us to help them out. I want you to bridge that gap which is existing today in the ecosystem of healthcare. A Apollo hospital or a some hospital in Bhubaneswar or in Orissa would want to, but is not able to provide his or their services in remote regions because of various other constraints. But technology solutions don't have those constraints because they don't work on high capital cost, capital infusion and setup and XYZ. These technology solutions are centered in bigger cities, are just being distributed by people like you to regions which are so remote and rural in their nature.
Sir,
So I
because
would say, why don't you create a hub? That's why I said, Rupa, we are
but
looking for entrepreneurs. We are looking for young entrepreneurs who know and what are the challenges and the problem being faced by people. Where is that gap? And how that gap can be filled in. That's the beauty of our country, where there are a lot of gaps currently in our society, and there are so many business opportunities, entrepreneurial opportunities, technology opportunities which are there and available in front of us to bridge that gap. That answers and in fact reinforces the point that I was trying to make about the job opportunities in the healthcare sector, and not just healthcare sector but the health tech sector as well, right?
yes,
I
sir.
think we can go on and on with talking about this, but I don't want to really get into the specifics of problems that are being faced by a specific region, people in a specific region. But then let's look at the holistic picture out here. What
Yes,
are
sir.
we trying to really do? Are we trying to leverage the use of technology into these regions? Yes. How can we do that? By people like you who can bridge the gap. And I will thank you enough to bridge that gap, in fact.
Sir, but the main thing was about the money and all, and government is trying, but the middle person are there who are using their money and all. So,
I'm happy that you realize this, the money part and everything, whichever way that you see it. That happy, I'm really happy that you've realized it. That's where you come in.
Thank you, Swarupa. Let
yes,
others
sir.
ask questions. There are a lot of people who are in the
Yes, sir.
pipeline
Yes, sir.
to ask.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, my name is Sinma Parida, and my
Hmm.
question is, sir, how can we improve the healthcare services without a big changes in the current system?
Can you just repeat that? I did not see you. Where are you? Okay. I don't know. You can switch the pages.
So
Okay.
my question is,
Hmm.
how can we improve the healthcare services without big changes in the current system?
Okay. Let me try to quote you an example. I really like quoting example of Uber and Ola. Uber and Ola globally never changed the habit of people, the way they consume the services. Earlier, before Uber and Ola came into existence, if you wanted to, let's say, go to the airport, you would have a phone number or the mobile, contact number or landline number, whatever number of a nearby taxi stand, and you'll call him up, tell him इतना बजे जाना है, 5 बजे एयरपोर्ट जाना है, और आप कितने बजे पहुंचेंगे और कितना पैसा लेंगे. All that was a problem because not at all times you would have a taxi available right at your doorsteps. But Uber and Ola solved that global problem without bringing any change in the way people used to behave. They just brought in technology to use. That by just using your mobile phone, you naturally call in a taxi at your doorstep by knowing how much time will it take to reach your doorstep, exactly how much money the taxi will charge you for point A to point B, and it also gave you an option of taking another taxi if this one seems to be taking more time or it seems to be more expensive to you, and give you an option of choosing what kind of a car do you require. So over here,
Siddharth, this is Commodore Patnaik. Are you there?
Cities and tier 2 cities.
Commodore Patnaik,
Yep.
young people who are there, we'll give them a little chance, and after that, it will be easier. So let the children, the youngster get the chance. Thank you. Solo, please go ahead. Siddharth, please go ahead.
All right. So, yeah. So the point I was trying to make was that currently also all these companies which are working in the healthcare domain, they are not trying to really change the behavior of a patient as to how they consume the services. The solution for that is hybrid solution. That I don't really want to get into specifics, but this is what the government of India is really working on, creating hybrid solutions and offline solutions. What maybe most of us know about a Mohalla clinic model that happened in Delhi. It was a huge success for a population of 2.2 crore people. There are almost 732 Mohalla clinics in Delhi right now.
Next student, please.
Sir, this is Jagdish. My question is hi sir. So my question is how much it is saved in digital healthcare, because we are providing our information, our family healthcare information through a technology. We submit our past information through the app. May it can be mislead, or how we can trust it?
I think generally with any technology, legalities take almost a time of 10 years to catch up with technology. That has been the trend, not just in India, globally. And right now also, it has really caught up with the medical legal part of it. I think all of us are safe in terms of medical repository and safety of medical records and everything. These are being done as per the guidelines of India and the Ministry of Healthcare. And there is going to be a new body, which is the Telemedicine Body of India, that is under the making right now, and the Medical Council of India, the MCI, which is acting as a pseudo regulator currently for keeping a check on how your medical information is being stored on servers, and they ensure that those are being served on the servers of India only. So there are some regulations out there. There has been a recent schedule taken out by the Ministry of Healthcare dated 2nd of March. And no problem out there. There's going to be zero problem.
There is a question from Amit Kumar Mahanti in the chat box. And he's asking that this COVID-19 pandemic is going to serve as an engine to innovation in medical technology. So he's trying to
already has fantastic question. This has already begun, and there have been a lot of innovation, like I said.
Could you please repeat the question so that everybody understands what is the question?
The question is COVID-19 pandemic going to serve as an engine to innovation in medical technology?
Yeah, so I'm saying, just to answer that very quickly, yes, it has helped, but the innovation in medical technology has already been going on. What it has changed is the consumption of this medical technology that was being created for the past decades or so. And going forward, these are things which are always in process. Innovation is happening every now and then. Could be technology innovation, could be process innovation, could be operations innovation. So we see innovation everywhere. And yes, the COVID-19 pandemic has helped in consumption of the medical innovation faster.
Yes, moving on to the next participant.
Sir, this is Chinmay.
हाँ चिन्मय बताओ.
Sir, बिफोर डिजिटलाइजेशंस क्या हमको अभी रूरल में और मेडिकल को डेवलप करना चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए? मतलब रूरल में अभी यहाँ पे होता है कि रूरल एरिया लोग आते हैं, यहाँ पे अर्बन एरिया पे आते हैं. यहाँ पे आते ही मतलब यहाँ पे मैं कटक का बात करता हूँ, यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा मेडिकल है SCV. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे आते तो उनको बेड नहीं मिलता है, तो वो ऐसे नीचे पड़ के रहते हैं, कुछ को ट्रीटमेंट मिलता है, कुछ को ट्रीटमेंट नहीं मिलता है. अगर उनके एरिया पे कुछ डेवलप कर दिया जाए या कुछ उनका टेक्नोलॉजी उनका पहले बढ़ा दिया जाए तो हम डिजिटलाइजेशन करने में क्या हमको ज्यादा मतलब और आसान हो सकता है. मे
देखो चिन्मय मतलब प्रॉब्लम क्या है. प्रॉब्लम मैं आपको सिंपल सा एक प्रॉब्लम बताता हूँ. हाँ, आज की डेट में जो ज्यादा डेवलप कंट्रीज हैं उनमें हेल्थ केयर प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शरी हेल्थ केयर होता है. ठीक है, अब प्राइमरी में क्या होता है, सिंपल वे में समझाता हूँ. प्राइमरी में होता है कि आपको पेट में दर्द, सिर में दर्द, खुजली हो रही है, कहीं छोटी मोटी चोट लग गई है या पीठ में दर्द हो रहा है, उसको कहते हैं प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर. सेकेंडरी, टर्शरी मतलब कोई सर्जरी करनी पड़ जाए या सीरियस हो या कोई एक्सीडेंटल हो तो उसको कहते हैं सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शरी. आप उसको उसमें डाल दीजिए. सो इंडिया में ना प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अभी नहीं है इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग. उसी वजह से आप भुवनेश्वर छोड़िए, दिल्ली जैसे बड़े शहर में भी एम्स हॉस्पिटल के बाहर लोग लाइन लगा के खड़े हो जाते हैं जिनको सिर्फ पेट में भी दर्द होता है. तो क्यों? उसकी वजह से जो हमारा इकोसिस्टम है वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्ट्रेस हो जाता है. तभी कहते हैं कि इन इंडिया देयर इज 1 डॉक्टर फॉर एवरी 1500 पेशेंट्स और 1400 पेशेंट्स in India. And if that one doctor has to provide his or services to all these 1400 people, he needs a solution and he is in desperate need of that solution. How and what is the solution? Technology has been the solution. Telemedicine has been the solution for the past 25 years in more matured countries. So let me quote an example. In countries like the US, until and unless a doctor from a primary healthcare refers you to a secondary healthcare, you cannot go to a secondary healthcare. You cannot enter inside the hospital and everything unless you've been referred by a primary healthcare doctor. Similarly, these kind of infrastructure are being created. इसी वजह से वो छोटे गांव से उठकर बड़े शहर जाए, भुवनेश्वर में लोग लाइन लगा के बाहर, आप जो बोल रहे हैं, वो सो जाते हैं और वहां लाइन लगाए खड़े होते हैं, क्योंकि उनको 2 चीजें हैं. एक तो पता नहीं है कि उनको प्रॉब्लम क्या है, और दूसरी बात क्योंकि वो जब यहाँ पे आते हैं उनको कोई अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं मिलती है, डॉक्टर अवेलेबल नहीं होता है, बिकॉज 1400 पेशेंट्स उसने देखने हैं साल पे एक समय पे. क्योंकि उसको मैनेज करने के लिए ये सोल्यूशन ज्यादा से ज्यादा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं छोटी सिटीज में, छोटे शहरों में, रूरल एरियाज में, थ्रू यूज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. वो कैसे किया जा सकता है? मान लीजिए एक माइक्रो फाइनेंस है. माइक्रो फाइनेंस कंपनी क्या होती है? जो कि छोटी जगहों में जाकर इनको एक माइक्रो लेवल के लोन्स देती हैं, 5000, 10,000, 20,000 रुपए के रूरल रिमोट एरियाज में. वहां पे जो ये लोन देने जाता है उनको, वो एक जो इंडिविजुअल है वो आज की डेट में डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर होता है और उसको ट्रेन किया जाता है कि ये मोबाइल का एप्लीकेशन टेलीमेडिसिन का कैसे यूज किया जाए. उसके थ्रू एडवांटेज ये है, जो एक डॉक्टर भुवनेश्वर में बैठा है वो अपनी ये सर्विसेज जो कि प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर की हैं वो एटलीस्ट रिमोट एरिया में दे सकता है, जहां पे फिजिकल एग्जामिनेशन की ज्यादा नेसेसिटी नहीं है। जहां पे होती है डेफिनेटली ट्रैवल करना पड़ जाता है लोगों को, लेकिन जहां पे ट्रैवल करने का कोई रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है वहां पे पेशेंट एंड डॉक्टर का दोनों का टाइम काफी यूटिलाइज हो जाता है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अब अभी हम सब लोग इस डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू वी आर ऑल कनेक्टेड, so none of us had to travel anywhere, neither did I had to travel all the way to your college and be in traffic for half an hour 40 minutes, neither did you do that. So much of time and money is being saved, which can actually be used in the right direction.
So I hope sir has answered your question.
I think this is the endless topic. We can go on and on. I would say thank you so much, all of you. We will want to conclude this. I think 3 o'clock was the deadline for us, and
Yes,
we will
sir.
not want to extend the deadline. And thank you, all of you. Yeah,
Deadline is extended.
Is extended? Oh, is it?
Extended because of the huge demand of the students. There are so many people.
There are so many questions.
Are
Acha.
you prepared? Are you prepared? Siddharth, are you prepared to take on?
I say bring it on.
Okay, very good. So go ahead. Go ahead. Shoot.
Yes,
Shoot your questions at him.
Subhalagna, please continue.
Good afternoon, sir.
हाँ जी.
This is Subhalagna, sir.
Call me Siddharth.
Sir.
No, sir. No, sir. हाँ.
Yes, sir, nowadays there are so many technology developed in hospital sector also. Some instrument are digitalized. Like जब हम थर्मामीटर की जगह एक डिजिटल थर्मामीटर यूज करते हैं एंड स्पिग्मोमेनोमीटर के बदल से एक काफ यूज कर देते हैं जहाँ पे हमारा डिटेक्ट हो जाता है ब्लड प्रेशर वगैरह। सर क्या होता है ना, जब ये लोग सब दुकान से लेके आते हैं ना, जब घर पे ये सब डिजिटलाइज मशीन हो, कोविड-19 में क्या हुआ ना, लोग बाहर नहीं जा पा रही हैं, खुद बाजार से खरीद के वो डिजिटलाइज थर्मामीटर आके लाके वो टेस्ट कर दिए। समटाइम्स सर कुछ लोगों का मतलब परफेक्ट मेजरमेंट नहीं आ रहा है, थोड़ा कम ज्यादा हो रहा है, इसलिए बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जो पैनिक हो जाते हैं। सर क्या ये जो डिजिटलाइज हुआ है क्या ये सही है, या फिर ये सब जो होता रहता है कि लोग बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जिसके पास हॉस्पिटलाइज फैसिलिटीज नहीं है, वो खरीद के ले आते हैं एंड देन आफ्टर वो पैनिक हो जाते हैं कि हाँ ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट में ऐसा ये बीपी हमारा जो नॉर्मल है उससे ज्यादा क्यों हो गया, 160/100 ये सब चले आता है और हम पैनिक हो जाते हैं। सर इसमें सर क्या करना पड़ेगा, क्या करना चाहिए सर, ये डिजिटलाइज को हम बिलीव करना चाहिए या फिर नहीं सर?
देखिए जी, IoT ऑफ थिंग्स कहा जाता है इसको, इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स, जो आजकल मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट में भी आना शुरू हो गया हुआ है। देयर इज नो टू वे अराउंड इट एंड नोबडी इज गोइंग टू रन अवे फ्रॉम इट। ये जो इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स है वो आज की डेट में हर चीज में आ रहा है। अब वो टीवी स्मार्ट हो रहा है, आपका एयर कंडीशनर स्मार्ट हो रहा है, आपका आयरन भी स्मार्ट हो रहा है, आपका फ्रिज भी स्मार्ट हो रहा है, सब कुछ आप अपने ऐप के थ्रू कनेक्ट कर सकते हो, आपका फैन भी कनेक्ट कर सकते हो, एंड मेडिकल डिवाइसेस आर नो डिफरेंट। Today, these things are something that you can't run away with. Yes, whether if you can trust the efficacy of these medical equipment, which are IoT based equipment, that is entirely to a patient, up to a patient. In अगर तो उनको confidence नहीं आ रहा है कि यार ये इसकी reading सही नहीं दे रहा है and everything, definitely on the other side there is a doctor who can help you out.
सर ये कोविड जो कोविड टाइम है ना, तो कोविड सिचुएशन में वो लोग बाहर नहीं जा पा रहे थे एंड टेम्परेचर 101 डिग्री सेल्सियस पीक लेवल मेजरमेंट हुआ था वो मेजरमेंट मशीन में। मैं भी खुद मेजरमेंट की हूँ, इसलिए सर बोल रही हूँ कि सर बहुत कुछ प्रॉब्लम दिखाता है, तो इसलिए सर बोल दी कि डिजिटलाइज जो हो रहा है ना, अभी टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप हुआ है, डिजिटलाइज भी हुआ है, सर इसमें तो बहुत कुछ इम्पैक्ट, बहुत सारे इंसान के लोगों के ऊपर बहुत कुछ इम्पैक्ट पड़ रहा है। एंड सर और भी मैं एक चीज देखी हूँ कि हॉस्पिटल में बहुत हॉस्पिटल है, लाइक साम हॉस्पिटल हो या फिर किम्स हो, ये सब हॉस्पिटल ऑन फेम बना देते हैं क्योंकि हाँ अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट प्रोवाइड करते हैं। लोगों के उस हॉस्पिटल के ऊपर भरोसा है, बट सो मेनी क्लिनिक्स आर देयर एंड सो मेनी हॉस्पिटल आर देयर, बहुत सारे लोग बिलीव नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि इस वजह से कि हाँ उनका टेक्नोलॉजी अच्छा नहीं है, वो गलत ये सब डिटेक्ट करता है, इसलिए हम ये हॉस्पिटल चले जाते हैं। सर ये सब होता है डिजिटलाइज के दौरान सर।
Okay, Subharatna. So I got your point. Like you are talking about the trust issues of the medical equipment. That is being...
May I request the students or whosoever is asking question, kindly frame your question in the most precise way so that we will get the benefit of Mr. Sharma answering it. Thank you. Please go ahead.
हाँ जी, तो अगर क्रिस्प में पूछना है तो क्या पूछेंगे आप बताइए कि आपको इस मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट पे शुड यू बी ट्रस्टिंग और नॉट, राइट?
यस सर, यस।
Yes, you should be trusting. Those medical equipment are getting certified now by the government more and more. There has been very strict scrutiny on what kind of a technology is being used at the back end and at the front end in terms of these medical equipment. I think e-stethoscope or e-thermometer is a very small thing, but then we have really ahead with the kind of medical equipment that is coming in with which is technology enabled. It's been increased level of comfort that has been seen globally on these technology solutions. Forward, this is going to be the future. अब जब remotely operations हो जाते हैं, small things, and if people are not able to provide the right kind of put to a doctor or medical provider who is there on the telephone कि आपको बुखार कितना है, अच्छा आप ये बताइए आपको क्या यहाँ पे पेन हो रहा है, हार्ट बीट कैसी चल रही है. That's where assistance एक provide है at the time and place of their need of patients, where these kind of infrastructure is already started being created by the central and state government now as we speak, which is what we require people like you to sort of manage it, to how to manage it. So operations somebody has to manage, right? A human only can manage. You become the eyes and the hands of a doctor who is sitting there in Mumbai or Hyderabad or Calcutta in providing and giving the right kind of information to a doctor sitting there, and so that he can provide the right kind of a solution to the patient.
Shubha, may I suggest a short 4 words for your question? How much is the credibility of digital gadgets? How much is the credibility of digital gadgets? That's all that you wanted to ask. Thank you.
Sir, there are a few questions in the chat box that I want to address. Like one question is from Abhishek Mahapatra.
Let her ask. Let her ask. Let her speak. Let her show her face.
Abhishek, you can turn on your mic and video and ask a directly question to Mr. Siddharth.
Sir, I have another question.
Yes, turn on your video.
अभिषेक पूछो. I hope ये गूगल से किया तुमने सवाल.
No sir. Sir,
वो आजकल की ये जितना भी वेबिनार और ये डिस्कशंस पैनल होती है तो वहां पे लोग बड़े चालाक हो गए हैं. Anyways, no problem. Go ahead.
In this telemedicine concept, is there any scope for the emergency patients?
No. No. There is no scope for emergency patient. For emergency, you have to go and visit a hospital.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can I ask a question? Siddharth,
Sure,
can I
sir.
ask a question?
Sure, sir.
This, you are the CEO of India Innovation Center, Japan.
Alright, Patnaik sir, first
Yes, sir.
priority are the students.
Students.
Ah.
Okay, I'll switch my program over telephone next time.
Let them finish. Let them finish.
Yes.
Swaroop, any more left of the student?
One question is from Biswanath. Biswanath, you can turn on your mic and ask question. Turn your mic and video. Biswanath.
विश्वनाथ कहाँ है ये लड़का?
Hello. Okay, so we will move to next participant.
Slow.
Yeah, Rohit. Rohit, you can go ahead.
I thought Rohit had already asked question.
कोई बात नहीं, रोहित पूछो दोबारा, क्या पूछो?
No, other people should get a chance. Rohit has asked two questions already.
I'll get back.
So one question is from Amit Kumar Mahanti. You can switch on your mic and video.
Yes.
Amit.
Sir, myself Amit Kumar Mohanty.
Yes, Mohanty.
Sir, how encourage a flexible and so fast approach to work prepare us for working whole system in online?
Can you make it more crisp? And, I can't hear you.
Right.
Voice is coming a little muffled.
How encourage?
Yes, बोलिए.
How encouraging and a flexible and so fast approach to work prepare us for working whole system in online.
Question.
Saurabh, can you help me there?
How to encourage people?
Saurabh, can you help me as to what is Amit asking?
Yeah. So Amit wants to know that how we can encourage people to go for online consulting or online telehealth services or healthcare services.
देखिए, there is no better power than the power of the word of mouth. That's the biggest power globally. Nowhere in the world a digital can have a power which is far greater than the word of mouth power. So it's only when we talk more about it that yes, अरे ये तो अब डॉक्टर से आप फोन पे भी बात कर सकते हो. ओह, डॉक्टर से तो आपके नियर बाय इस एरिया में जाके वो तो दिल्ली का डॉक्टर यहाँ पे कंसल्टेशन प्रोवाइड कर सकता है. There is no greater power of a word of mouth. You and me have to spread it.
Okay, so we can move to the next student for question.
क्या हो गया फिर? Again the problem.
Padmakshi. Hello. Jayashree.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my question is, as we all know, the governor is providing all the facility like free medicines, the free services of cancer with the discount, but those facilities are not going to the public. Exactly what are the scheme, how the NGO are helping? Don't you think the gap between the public and the government, those gaps are taking advantage of those private companies are taking those advantage?
See, any advantage that anybody takes is very momentary, right? Maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, but eventually the truth prevails, and the real solution is eventually given out to people. Now, maybe not far away, maybe 7 to 10 years back, electricity was a major problem in major districts as well, and also in places like in Bhubaneswar, that was a problem. Intermittent light cuttings and everything. That is not a problem anymore. So those things which are sort of a showstopper that you think are like a showstopper right now or currently, that eventually fades away. I mean, the truth really wins at all times. And even if this is momentary, that there are so many middlemen and XYZ, which is everywhere across the globe, but eventually all these solutions that are to be given out to people. When people realize it, the government also realizes it, and then they eventually go out and provide these kind of solutions. Overnight, within a span of 1 week, Arogya Setu app was created. The government pushed everyone to download an application, right? Bheem, the financial solutions application, overnight more than crores of people downloaded that application. Demonetization happened, Paytm happened. So, in every time of adversity, there are solutions that are being pushed by state and central government and local people, authorities, panchayats, so everyone. So I want you to be the voice of change, and you to be the change who will bring in and advocate that your knowledge and know-how of these kind of solutions which are available currently, which can actually be distributed to the right kind of people. And who is the right kind of people? Everyone and anyone. Everyone requires healthcare and quality healthcare, be it through digital platform, be it through physical platform. So why don't you be the change? You can be the entrepreneur, be the change, contribute to the society, contribute to your own state, to your own people.
So, but if in the future, at any point, if all the schemes are reaching the public, then don't you think those middle private player roles will be minimized? If all the schemes are reaching to the public, all the free medicines, free services.
Saurabh, do you want to rephrase what you asked me just now?
Sir, I'm asking if in future point of time, if all the schemes and all the services that government is offering at a discount rate or at a free of cost, if all the schemes are reaching to the audience or the rural public, then don't you think the private players or the company, a role will be minimized in the middle?
No, it will not be. Sort of life mein anything free has no value. Trust me.
Yes, sir.
हवा आपको फ्री मिलती है ना, फ्रीली अवेलेबल है, उसकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. दिल्ली में आके पूछो लोगों से, you'll get to know.
Yes.
We really don't understand the value of things when we get it free.
Yeah.
Sir, okay, thank you, Saurabh. Next, yeah, yeah.
Sir, can you explain who are the target group for word of mouth marketing? As you told that this is the only way, or we can say this is the effective way how we can reach to the rural area people for this fantastic solution. So who are the target group through which we can reach to the rural area people?
Everyone, anyone. Everyone and everyone who is a human being. Even if not, even it's an animal. Even animals require healthcare, right? Anyone and everyone which is a living being, we should distribute information. And in a more marketing way, if you remember about the concept of Maggie when they entered, the concept was very clear that catch them young. So today the young generation should be educated more about how various, in fact, they are already so educated about these services more than you and me. And they think about the future, how they can contribute. In fact, everyone, anybody and everybody should be made aware of these services which are available on digital platform.
Swaroop, I think we have taken time. The senior people had some question, and Commodore Patnaik is the first one who had asked. After that is Professor R.N. Patnaik. So accordingly, you can give them a chance. Last question to the students. Last question to students and teachers.
Last opportunity for the student to ask. Who wants to grab it? Like,
who is coming with me to Delhi? That's the more important thing to ask.
So invite करे तब जाएंगे ना, ऐसे कैसे जाएंगे? Uninvited guest होना नहीं चाहते हैं.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I would like to request Commodore Patnaik to pose his question to Mr. Siddharth.
Siddharth, I am Komodo Patnaik.
Hi, sir.
I spent long 36 years in the Navy. And after I retired, I was with a hospital for a little while. Then I went into telemedicine, and I did extensive but research on telemedicine. And I told the people who are running the project that, see, healthcare is based on just two parameters. One, the architecture, the other, the protocol. The architectures.
Commodore sir, just 1 second. We want to close the thing at 3:30. We want to close it. We have got you, we have got Arun Patnaik, and possibly one. And after that, the madam is there to sum it up. So over to you.
Okay, I'll just cut everything little short. You will need two things. One, the architecture, that is, start with the primary health, community health, district health, and then the protocol. How is the patient going to be maneuvered once the patient has reported to a particular, is he a heart, is a kidney, is lungs? So there are two distinct things, and we have to first design. Today, what is lacking is the protocol. The government has created architecture, but it not managed very well till now. And this is where I think all these entrepreneurs can go and take up each of these, primary health centers, community health centers, and run it. And it will be a great service to the people. The other thing we worked on is when we locate a patient, and let's say the doctor says, well, you have to come to the hospital, like Siddharth said, no emergency calls. But I will disagree here, because then suppose it's 200 miles, the patient is traveling, he's got all the pain and everything with him. So doctor advises him there how to minimize the pain during the transit, so that you manage the patient and then bring him for the whatever operation or investigation, whatever you want. So therefore, there is no doubt in my mind that telemedicine is the only answer. The gap between patient and doctor, especially in India, is so large that in next 20 years also we cannot bridge that gap.
Absolutely.
But we have to manage this infrastructure which is created. Already CHCs, PHCs, everything is existing on ground. But if you go there, there's not a person, it is just lying vacant, it is not managed. So we'll have to manage that, because they're all linked to premier health establishments like district hospitals, like someone is saying, Cuttack Hospital, Berhampur, Sambalpur. So they're all connected now through internet. But the basic thing is to man them where it all starts. And that is where the problem is. If we go to the rural areas, which I went many times, you'll be aghast to see what is the state of affairs, and only, the God is only our savior. Thank you.
More than agree with you, sir. More than agree with you. I've experienced it firsthand when for at least a year, I've been doing and researching all the interiors of North India and South and East India. I've been doing a lot of research and how telemedicine in a right way can be consumed. So we are doing something. I've dedicated myself to a cause, and I'll be doing something in a very, very big way.
Okay.
Thank you, Commodore sir. Now I would like to request Ren Patnaik sir to pose his question.
I can speak out in the vote of thanks. But some
No,
other
did you
time.
have a question? You had a question. You had a question.
I had a question,
As
Siddharth.
short as possible,
Yes, sir.
then we'll go for the other.
Okay. Now, your concept of starting a healthcare system in India, integrating various finer aspects of healthcare, is there other competitors are also coming up? If you can give a little bit of light on this, we'll be very happy.
So there are a lot of competition which are already existing in India, but they are working all in their own silos. I believe any amount of competition is actually very, very good and healthy for every industry, because it strengthens the industry, it creates the industry more so that it creates a level of acceptance in the industry. The revolution in insurance happened back in 2000 only because when privatization was allowed. I look at things like that. The way I look at things is a little different. Only when there is a healthy competition which is existing in a market, only then it can really survive and strive and grow. There are companies who are coming it in big way. There are big names like Reliance Group to Tata's who are already there, working a lot of stuff in stealth mode. There are other global companies like Amazon who are working on a very global and a large scale and on a stealth mode again in creating solutions, be it Google partnering with local hospitals, or be it Apollo group of hospitals, creating their chain and satellite hospitals across various identified regions right now. But then, yes, there is no single identified primary healthcare providers. There were big companies who did that. HCL did that. There were gaps in how it was structured, how it was being distributed. So there are different way of executing a primary healthcare solution, and there is no single name which is available today which can provide standardized services, which is a need of the hour, not just for the ecosystem, but also the multiple players like health tech companies and insurance companies and banking companies and microinsurance companies who are in dire needs of standardized, standardized solutions for healthcare or standardized infrastructure of healthcare. That is what something is not available right now in India, and in very few countries it's there.
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, you can ask a question and also give the concluding one, what people have learned, etc., for the student. Then the formal vote of thanks can be given. But now that we have heard it, you ask your personal question. Thereafter, what is the gist of it, the lesson learned for the student?
Yeah. Actually, while asking my question, this is basically, Mr. Siddharth, this is an extension of Professor Patnaik's question. And I think the entire, it's more than 1 hour, exactly 1 hour, 28 minutes we have spent. And I'm happy that students have asked so many questions. Many questions were asked on technology and internet enabled, and if the facilities will not be available, what will happen? But my question is the business part. Business part, like just now you spoke about who are the competitors. My question from the entire session, what I could guess that what are the opportunities available in healthcare? I think I could see, I could visualize that what's the future of healthcare industry, and how do the management graduates, they can link this to their career. That's what I could see. The entire session was during the deliberation, during the questions thrown in the floor, and the students, they are clarifying their doubts, and the discussions, the debate, and your sharing your experience and starting your new venture, and how Panasonic has ventured into this healthcare in 2018. And you also spoke about that many other players, they have also come into this sector. How do you see, how do you visualize what should be the future readiness of the management graduates so that they could see their future very bright. They could see that they can enjoy this working in this sector. They could see not only they can join as a employee and work for a company, but they could also see how they can do business. You spoke about that. I think Deviper yesterday, while discussing with our faculty, you spoke about franchise. I think this part has not yet been covered, and students could also be enlightened into that. And as well as more specifically, I could want to know from you that exactly what the students, those who are doing PGDM, those who are doing management 2 years program, how do they make themselves ready, not only with the domain, but also with the technology adoption and integrating both, and they can make a career. My question first is, that is opportunities, specifically for jobs. Second, for business. Third, the skill set requirement. Fourth, integrating all these skill, both the domain as well as the technology adoption. So I think with this, I conclude the session, and I want that my students should be very, very clear about why the session is, what's the outcome of the session, because at least they should take home something and link this with each individual student's career prospects, their future, their achieving excellence, their satisfaction, and making themselves happy. After all, they are here to be happy. And I think that's what, at the end of the day, the students should feel that I'm happy. And for this happiness, what you can bring to the floor within this 1.5 hours, please answer my question, few questions I have asked you.
Madam has asked questions which all the students put together haven't asked. So Siddharth has a very tough job now.
No. It's a very straightforward questions, a mix of multiple questions, but it has a very simple answer. Healthcare is the largest industry of the world. It is going to be the largest employment generator in India, the largest employment generator in India by 2027. What is the manpower requirement? There is a 8x requirement from what it used to be in 2019 to 2020. These are statistics that I'm giving from the research companies like Deloitte and KPMG, which have done the research on telemedicine and on healthcare sector, primary healthcare sector. These are those figures that I'm talking about. So 8x number of requirement for people who can contribute in terms of operations and back-end assessment and management, which are required, not just the healthcare providers that are the front line, the second line of defense. So there has to be a huge second line of defense, which is currently missing, and rightly being said by Commodore Patnaik that, in his research of almost 20 years in primary healthcare, what he saw was the state of all these primary healthcare units across various states and districts that is not being managed well. So we require people to manage it. By the end of the day, there is an individual that is required to manage this. That's where the job opportunities lie. Since today the people post COVID have become more aware about their health and wellness, there has been a larger adoption to technology solutions healthcare, but at the same time there is a need for people. The government also seen the keenness and the need of people to be an entrepreneur and create something for themselves, which is why there is a need for creation of entrepreneurship in the mindset of small businesses and entrepreneurship across states and governments. And that has already been started. That is, we can see it now, so many people getting into entrepreneurship post COVID. Some of them who've lost their jobs, they're back into their cities, And what entrepreneurship really does is it creates job employment, not just for yourself, but also provides employment to 10 or 20 or 50 other people. And that the beauty of it is that it can be done back at home, wherever you are from. Let's say you are from Bhubaneswar, but you're doing a job in a bigger city to earn that extra money, so that you can have a comfortable life, while you can have that back in Bhubaneswar too, back in Cuttack too, back in wherever you are, and with the same pay grades, environment that you create, that can be enjoyed even at your own location as well. And so there's going to be huge employment opportunities, huge learning opportunities who are wanting to be entrepreneurs. So I think I want to conclude by saying this in a very, very small way, quick way, if I want to put it. Big industry, huge opportunity, requirement for entrepreneurs, requirement for people to support the existing infrastructure and to develop develop this kind of infrastructure for the state and the central government. So this is how we want to conclude it, because we can keep going on and on to this topic and technology solutions and IoT solutions. But then the crux is all the technology and solution is one hand. There is a human which is also required to provide these services. Let's be that human.
Passion, passion, passion.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Arun Patnaik, sir, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Siddharth, and thank you, Madam Swarup. The young, dynamic, smart, handsome strategist of Panasonic India and CEO of Indian Innovation Center, Japan, in Healthcare Center, who are dreaming to integrate the health services activities with OPD healthcare, preventive health checkup, doctor's appointment, pathological lab activities, generic pharmacy, telemedicines, and insurance activities. Sir, your dream to start this sector in India is great, and we wish you all the success.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
We are very happy to note that you also described the big market of this in this area, that is integrating hardware and software in healthcare and ecosystem of about 1.3 billion Indian people, plus neighboring countries of Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, and other Far Eastern countries. So such is the big size of people, and our students and all the students, they would like to take advantage of these job opportunities which is likely to come up in future. Your objective is to start 300 virtual clinics all over India within next couple of years. We wish it all the best also, and wish you Godspeed in this direction. Thanks to Commodore Patnaik for asking questions. Thanks to Dean Madam for nice introduction. Swarup for moderating, and our chairman, sir, for guiding us so that we don't overstep time. And last, I'd like to conclude it. Ultimately, after hearing all these deliberations, health is the happiness, health is the beauty, health is the wealth, health is the prosperity, and good health leads to all innovations in science, medicines, and technology. Sir, thank you very much. And we look forward for your another talk in the nationwide seminar of healthcare sector, which Madam will like to organize. Definitely, she will tell you, she will request you specifically. And we request your patronage for that talk also. And thank you once again, all the students who participated over here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear students, for asking so many questions. It's really very engrossing, very enjoyable. And you have brought out, made the floor lively. And special thanks to all the students. You made this, I think, this session very, very lively. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
before we close, wish all the people who are here, who are not here, a very, very happy New Year. And today, this evening will pass and we'll go next year, 2001. Learn all the lessons of the 2020, the COVID era, and make the best use of it. You have already proved yourself to be fighters, to convert adversity to opportunity. You have shown the way, and I'm sure you will improve it further. And to conclude, it was a very interesting way of presentation and the question answer and interaction. And I must thank all the students and particularly Mr. Sharma for making it really interesting and absorbing. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Most interesting. Very, very well done. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye. Namaskar. Namaskar to all of you.
All right. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy
New Year, Siddharth. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir.
And to your family members also.
And I suggest all the people unmute and give a clapping. All the member participants unmute. Let us give a clapping for Siddharth and a Happy New Year. And a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
sir.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Happy New Year, sir.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Right.
Will you continue, Mr. Siddharth?
No, you yeah, whatever you have planned, madam.
Yes.
It's over to you. Whatever you
yes.
have planned.
Soru, please guide the students.
Yes.
Soru, please guide the students.
Yes, ma'am.
You can close it and start again.
You can close it and we can start it again.
Or
Yeah.
We are closing.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm only the 5 students now. I will have a one-on-one. I'll talk to them.
Okay.
What
So
I'll do
one-
is I'll be sending across a team links. I'll be sending across a team links via WhatsApp, and let me have an interaction with them in the new year. Let them enjoy it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you wish. As you wish.
Yes. Let's do that. I'll send across a Teams link, Microsoft Team links,
Okay.
so that I can utilize my laptop also, because I'm using a mobile phone right now. So I can utilize my laptop for doing so, and in a very structured way, I can have an interaction.
Okay.
Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you so much,
I'm
ma'am.
off.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you,
madam.
sir.
God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.